Welcome back to another Unity multiplayer tutorial. We're diving into two essential scripts, which is Spawn Manager and Persistent Network Manager. These scripts handle player spawning, respawning, and relay-based networking using Unity netcode. We're talking more about the netcode for game object. So let's start. First, we need to create a empty object and name it Spawn Manager. And after that, this empty object, we will make it a free pub. So simply click the spawner manager and drag it in the prepubs. Now we're going to the scripts. I have here the scripts or the spawn manager. First, we have the class setup and variables. The spawn manager inherits from network behavior, meaning it only runs on the server in a multiplayer game. And we have here the serialized field, private transform, spawn points. This spawn points is an array of transforms which are predefined spawns positioned in the Unity inspector. This to make sure to assign spawn points in the Unity editor, or the game will log an error. And here we have a method called onNetworkSpawn. This method runs when the object is spawned in the network. And I repeat, if a server, this only the server should handle player spawning. The network manager the singleton. When a player joins, we call onClient connected to spawn them in. And the method onClient connected. This runs whenever a new player joins the game. We have here the if statement that if there are no spawn points, an error message is logged. And have the network object player object. This retrieves the newly connected player's network object. And the if statement player object ensures the player object exists before assigning a spawn location. I've also here the transform spawn pos. This select a random spawn point from the list. And we have here the player object that transform position, player object that transform rotation. This moves the player to the selected spawn point. Now we have here a request response server RPC. This method allows a player to request as respond. It calls respond player, which we discuss next. The respond player. This method handles actual responding of the player. Under it has a if statements. If the spawn point is equals to null or spawn points that length equals to 0, ensures spawn points exist before proceeding. And another if statement, if player reference that try get out, this tries to retrieve the player object from the network. It has a transform spawn pos. This randomly select a spawn point again. There's also the player object that game object that set active, player object that transform position, player object that transform that rotation. This moves the player to the new spawn point and reactivates them. And now, once you're done with the script, save it and let's go back to the Unity. Here in Spawn Manager, we will going to apply the code and add it in the component. Here, under the Spawn Manager, we will create empty object and it's up to you of how many spawn you will want. Here I have a 7 spawn and here in the spawn points just simply add on how many spawn points you have, then simply drag the created empty object in the inspector. As you can see in our spawn manager, there's a network object. Later, I will discuss it to you. But first, we're going to the next script, which is the Persistent Network Manager. Persistent Network Manager, this which handles relay-based multiplayer networking using Unity netcode. There are singleton pattern initialization, private static persistent network manager instance. This creates a singleton so only one instance of the script exists. The public string relay join code. This stores the relay join code allowing other players to join the session. And before that, you can see we have here the different types of namespace. So let's get back. We have the private async void awake. This allows us to wait for Unity services before running the code. Under it, there's an if statement. This ensures only one instance of persistent network manager exists. There's a wait Unity services. This is initializes Unity services needed for relay. And there's again a if statement. If not authenticate on surveys, this signs in the player anonymously so they can host or join games without an account. Next, we have a start host with relay method. This creates a relay session for 10 players. There's a allocates a new relay server with a max of 10 players. Relay join code. This generates a join code for clients to connect. And Unity Transport gets Unity Transport to set up relay networking. And there's a transport that set host relay data. This configures relay data for hosting and network manager the singleton. This starts the host server plus client. We have next method which is the start client with relay. This allows a player to join an existing relay session using a join code. The join allocation. This joins a relay session with the provided code. The Unity transport. This retrieves Unity transport again. And the transport the set client relay data configures a relay data for clients. And the network manager, the singleton, starts the client and connects to the host. And once you are done with the codes, you simply save it again and go back to the Unity and in network manager, and you will create a empty object and name it network manager. And simply add the script in the inspector of the network manager. Now I will discussing you about the netcode. This network manager, this is for the netcode for game object. Network manager is the core multiplayer component in Unity netcode. This handles the player connection and disconnection, spawning and syncing network objects, managing host, server, and client state. We must have a network manager in our scene to use Unity netcode. To set up this, once you create empty and at the network manager, you simply select transport and change it to Unity transport. So once you're done with that, go to the prefabs, find your pirate ship for your prefab and simply drag it to the player prefab. As you can see here, we have a network prefab list here. We're going to create this. This is for the we need our bolt prefab, and in our bolt prefab, we will add a component which is the network object. Just simply search network object and click it. And after you already add it, we will also add a another component which is the network transport. This is needed for registering the movements for the multiplayer. And having fewer checkmarks reduces network usage, improves performance, and prevents unnecessary updates, making synchronization more efficient. Since the both won't change scale, Y position, or rotate on X and Z, you can uncheck those to optimize network performance and reduce unnecessary data syncing. Let's do the same for the projectile prefab. This is to modify the scale to fit the size of your prefab. And and here in the default network prefabs, we will just add it, the both prefab here. But if you didn't drag your both prefab in the assets, do it first so you can apply the both prefab here in the network prefabs. And also, once you have network manager, there is also a Unity transport. Unity transport is the Default networking transport in netcode. This handles sending and receiving data between players, reliable and fast connection over UDP, support for relay or online play without port forwarding. Next one is the network object. As I said earlier, I will discuss it to you. Network object in Unity is a component provided by Unity Netcode for game objects. This allows object to be synchronized across all clients in a multiplayer game. It is essential for network gameplay as it allows Unity to track and manage game objects across the server and clients. And if you want to learn more about Relay, just go to search for the Unity Cloud. This is the dashboard of the Unity, and you simply log in your account, add shortcuts, go in Relay, find the Relay, and just simply click it. And here there's a tutorial on how to set up the Relay. Here, simply go to the Edit, find Project Settings, and here you will click Services. This is to ensure if you are already logged in. And from what in the last in previous tutorials, I let you add the multiplayer services because this is needed for the relay. And if you want to have a more ideas for relay with netcode for game objects, you can simply search this link, and here there's a infos about relay with netcode for game objects on how to set up it and how to use it. Just also code it here on how you will apply it. And that's all for today's tutorial. We covered the spawn manager, the persistent network manager, and all about netcode for game objects. Now, if you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe for more Unity tutorials. See you next time. Thank you.